1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Mental Reps Podcast.
Italian, German family, right?
Well, Italian. I was raised by my mother's family, so Sicilian family, yeah.
Featuring your host, Brian Wright.
I have a little bit of Sicilian in me and Central Italian from Ofina.
Our guest this episode is Bret Ernst.
Personally, I'm Italian-American. I don't even speak the language, and I'm from an Italian-American culture. So
Yeah.
I'm just proud of that, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
This week's episode is sponsored by Build Right Incorporated. Do it right the first time.
What's funny is growing up, I was very proud of being Italian. I did one of those Ancestry.com things.
Yeah.
It turns out that my family that lived in Italy was originally from Poland. So they moved down from Poland and they lived there for a couple generations and they're like, I guess we're Italian now. So just a bunch of Polacks walking around calling themselves Italians.
Now fade out that fresh as beat and let's start the show.
Greetings, Mental Reps fam. I hope you're happy and healthy, keeping your wits about you. If you're listening in the future, we are still balls deep in the Rona crap. Just posted up at the crib, putting out the vibe, but we're keeping our heads up. Really, honestly, our hearts go out to everybody who's dealing with it. Most of us are fine, but hey, we just can't go outside. So I want to thank everyone who's reached out and told me how much they're enjoying the podcast. I'm having a lot of fun doing them, so I'm really glad to hear you guys are digging it. My guest today is comedian and overall good dude, Bret Ernst. I like Bret. Not only did he grow up in South Florida, but he took the leap. He went to go chase his dreams out in LA, pulled it off too. He's been a headlining comedian for like almost 20 years, done movies, TV shows. He's in Cobra Kai with Ralph Macchio. We talked about that for a little bit. Season 3 coming out soon. Keep an eye out for that. His Special Principals Office, which just hit 1.7 million views, by the way, can be watched for free at bretcomedy.com. That's 1T. He's got other content like a special American comic that you can check out at his website, breternst.com, 1T. And he's at Bret Ernst, 1T, on all the social medias, YouTube, all that. We got on some heavy talk in the beginning, not going to lie, but we lightened it up the rest of the way. I really enjoyed this conversation. We had a lot of fun. This is actually part 1 of 2 conversations that I had with him. So please enjoy my chat with Bret Ernst. But as you know, we're in the middle of the pandy. You know what it is. I want to tell you about Build Right. If you're looking for local sanitization services here in South Florida, you've got to call Build Right. They are state licensed and insured, offering local sanitization services that kill COVID-19, along with 99.9% of all bacteria and viruses. If you're an essential business and need to keep your property and employees safe and virus-free, let them help you stay in business. Keep your employees working. They offer services for aircrafts, boats and yachts, public transportation, restaurants, gyms, offices, homes, cars, trucks, and more. It's kind of like you're running them through a big Purell machine. And now they're offering free sanitizing to vehicles of all first responders and medical professionals, which I think is pretty damn cool. So give them a call, 954-651-0932. That's 954-651-0932. Build Right. Do it right the first time. Hey, Bretty boy.
What up, man?
What's up, dude?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just, hanging in there with the quarantine.
Yeah, I know, right?
Switching here. There we go.
How you doing in the time of Rona?
I'm hanging in, man. Actually, I think I had this already in January.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I heard that some people in December and January, I got very ill in December, and they said that some people might have already had it, and I'm kind of hoping a little bit the same, that I got it and I'm good to go now. But
it was bad. I mean, now that I think back on it, I'm like, I just don't remember having shortness of breath. I had the cough for 2 weeks. I had the fucking sore throat, which was awful. I had the 100-degree temperature. And I was shooting my special in Vegas that weekend too, so I performed with like 100-degree temperature, man.
Holy shit!
But I was a soldier. I mean, the whole weekend I was going out. Like, I'm like, fuck this,
Yeah.
I was dying, man. People were like, Jesus, man. But I kept gambling. I was up till like 5 a.m.
And you woke up, a little hair of the dog, keep it going.
I was like, I could have died, man. I'm so stupid.
Dude, everybody has like, who could have imagine that this would have ever happened, dude. When anybody normally gets sick, you're like, I don't know. I'm very much the same. I'm like, we're going to push through this. Fuck it. Like, you know, I have a buddy who's got the Rona. And he was telling me, man, like I forget what they're called. Starts with an R, like that shortness of breath shit, where they just feel like they're getting constricted around the chest. It's no fun, dude. It's crazy times, man.
But I'm stupid though, man. Like I was saying, I'm dumb. Like I'm one of those guys. I finally went to the doctor after like 2 weeks.
Oh,
but like
shit.
I think I can walk everything off. You know what I mean? And
yeah, but now especially, man, we're gonna have to take it more seriously with where we can infect people and all that shit. I mean,
well, that's the thing I'm upset about. Like there's a couple comics that came out to check out the show, and we were posting pictures. I got my arms around them, but I kept telling them, "Is like, you know, I knew I was sick, but you know, it's just like, hey, keep your distance." But you didn't know if it was. You just didn't know the severity of it, you know?
Dude, how the hell can you tell? You know, I mean, especially now, man, this is really going to change things and how we deal with things. I mean, it was always like, yeah, if you feel like you're not feeling well, stay home. But now that shit's going to be on like a whole new level. Like people are not going to be fucking around with that at all now.
Yeah.
But you have a Rona, buddy? Are you doing this Han Solo or what?
What do you mean?
You know, we're in quarantine. Are you by yourself? Do you have?
No,
are you
I'm
married?
Actually, with my mom's in the other room. I've been shopping and you know, taking care of things.
Oh, dude, that's really cool. I know a lot of people are doing that, going back home, taking care of mom and dad. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. So you're from New Jersey, right? But you grew up in South Florida in the teen years.
I was born in Princeton. Grew up in North Jersey. I moved down to Plantation my freshman year of high school.
Oh shit!
And I was at Plantation, you know, all 4 years.
Dude, that is too funny. That's literally like I grew up in Plantation. I was born in Plantation General, so that's the stomping ground. What were your stomping grounds back in the day? Like, do you remember any of the spots down here?
Well, I think I'm a little older than you, so I used to kick it at Denny's parking lot.
On Sunrise and University.
Yeah, I used to kick it there, and then there was the Purple Grotto was next door, which we were able to get in there.
Okay.
There's a strip club called Gum Wrappers off of Oakland Park Boulevard in A1A.
Gum Wrappers.
It was a real dive bar, but we were getting served there at like 15, 16.
Yeah.
And then let's see, the nightclubs, Baja Beach Club,
Oh shit.
Crocs. I used to work at Club Boca.
Oh shit. That's great.
Yeah. What else, man? We used to go out trios on Commercial. I can't think of the Guido place. It was on the Intercoastal.
Oh god, we have plenty of those, man.
But yeah, and I used to go out all the time, man, back in the day.
Yeah. Dude, I know that. Do you remember? I don't know if it was after you left. Do you remember Blockbuster Golf and Games?
Yeah, of course.
You remember that shit off Flamingo?
Yeah. My buddies used to work there.
Yeah? Dude,
Yeah.
I love that place, man. I still, like, I'm fucking 34 years old. I'm like, they need to bring that back, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, I remember that, the Blockbuster Golf and Games.
So you
Grand Prix Racerama as well.
Oh, hell yeah, with the Sky
little
Coaster?
brother- my little brother had a job at Funtastics.
Oh,
Right?
shit. Fantastics. I haven't
So he used to get the tokens from Funtastics, but they worked at Grand Prix. All the tokens worked anywhere,
Oh,
no matter where you were at.
shit.
And what was the other place we used to go to? It was in Davie.
Well, there was... Oh, Davey. Shit.
McSugars.
McSugars. I don't remember that. McSugars.
Yeah, it was off of It was right next to Uncle Funny's Comedy Club. It was. Well, how old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay, yeah, so it's a little after you. Were you here when Uncle Funny's with the Comedy Club? Uncle Funny's. That was Dorfman's.
Vaguely.
Dorfman owned Uncle Funny's Comedy Club in Davie, and then they also had the Comedy Corner in West Palm. And then later on, he partnered with Joel, and then that became the Improv. But,
Okay. Oh, dude.
This was before he owned the Improv.
Speaking of Davey, I wanted to ask this because you, at least back in the day, you kind of came on my radar. I guess a lot of people's radar with that roller skating bit.
Yeah.
And I always thought, like, dude, that has to be from Skate and Putt. And Davey, did you ever go to Skate and Putt?
No, it was actually well, it's a couple, but the main guy was in Wellington Skating Center in Wellington, New Jersey.
Okay.
But then I was at United Skates of America at the Willowbrook Mall one time. We went up there to meet up with some kids, and I was like 14, and then there was that dude again, and then it was Galaxy and Davey. Galaxy Skateway, and then there was one in Tamarack as well.
Oh yeah, I remember the Tamarack one. There was a ice skating rink right off Sunrise too.
Yeah, I used to work there. I was a DJ there and a skate guard.
That's fucking
the Sunrise
hilarious.
Ice Skating Center.
Oh shit, dude. I'm pretty sure they closed that down. Last time I drove by, I think it was just like a barren building. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I worked there in like '91.
Shit, dude. That is so insane. I fucking love it. I love the South Florida connection. So, I bet you would have like a opinion on like South Florida girls. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great girls in South Florida, but there seems to be like, you have to really weed through a bunch of like vapid, self-centered, kind of shallow ones in order to find the good ones. It's a little tougher down here with all the extravagance.
Listen, man, wherever you're at, you're going to have a problem. I always have this theory that like 90% of men are douchebags and about 90% of women are fucking selfish whores, and the 10% are always trying to find themselves.
This is very true. Good call.
But as far as the looks go down here, I mean, you can't beat the women down here are unbelievable.
This is true. Oh, so you're down here right now?
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm in Boynton.
Oh, okay. All right, you're right up the road. So you're with mom, Italian, German family, right?
Well, Italian. I was raised by my mother's family, so Sicilian family, yeah.
Sicilian, okay.
Yeah.
Because I have a little bit of Sicilian in me and like Central Italian from Ofina. Like, Rome is Central West. Mm-hmm. Ofina is like Central East.
Personally, I'm Italian American. I don't even count. I don't speak the language, and I'm from an Italian American culture. So
Yeah.
I'm just proud of that, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. No, that's cool, man. I like that. I mean, what's funny is growing up, I had like this very proud, like I was very proud of being Italian. And I knew that I was like half Italian, half Irish. At least that's what I thought I knew. I did one of those Ancestry.com things.
Yeah.
It turns out that my family that lived in Italy was originally from Poland. So they moved down.
Listen, man.
They moved down from Poland, and they lived there for a couple generations. And they're like, I guess we're Italian now. So it's just a bunch of Polacks walking around calling themselves Italians.
Listen, are you short?
Am I short? I'm 6'2".
Okay, yeah. So you're lucky you got the Polish gene.
Okay. I'm
German. I'm 6'2" as well, man. I'll take the
lining.
6'2" all day.
I like that. Oh, okay. So you're 6'2". You played football, right?
Yeah.
What position did you play?
In high school, I was a tight end, and then in college, I played like an outside linebacker, more like a strong safety.
Oh shit. Okay, where'd you play again?
Long Island University in New York.
Long Island University. What was your major?
Well, I graduated with a broadcasting degree, but I really minored in like American history.
Oh, dope. That's cool. Very cool. So you're a history buff?
Yeah, love American history. That's why I said I'm Italian American. I love the American history.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
It's so funny because there's been years of just a bombardment of anti-American sentiment, and people have no idea how this country has changed the world, man.
It's the best thing going, man. It's the
I love
best
it because
thing going.
listen, I travel a lot, man. I've been doing stand-up almost 23 years. I've been to the Middle East, Australia. You do national festivals, and there's always somebody that has to do some make a comment about how we think what we are. And I don't even give you a second thought. It's not like I'm walking around. I brag about my own accomplishments, but at the same time, stand-up's an American art form.
Fuck
right?
yeah.
So you're at these stand-up festivals with all these foreign people that are shitting on America. Not all of them, but a good amount. I'm sure you see it.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I'm very proud of my American nationality, so to speak.
As you should be,
I'm
man.
not over the top. Like, you're not
America, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like that. But, when you travel a lot, you become more, you appreciate what you have more. And with that being said, people, I hope, get out of this with more of an appreciation of their jobs and other people around them, man. That's what I'm hoping everybody gets from this.
You're a history buff, like you said, and I'm really hoping that people kind of look at this as an opportunity to, reevaluate what they really want to do with their lives and be appreciative, because this is the safest time to ever be alive. This is the safest spot on the planet. there is less death, the mortality, all these things are the best that they've
Right.
ever been in the history. And it really is kind of a luxury that we get to kind of sit around and bitch about the little things all the time.
Dude, it's a wake up call, and you know, my generation came out with nothing. I mean, my parents had Vietnam, but you know, really, my grandparents' generation, which might have been your great grandparents, it just depends on how old or young your grandparents were. But it's my grandparents came here from Sicily, grew up during the Depression, fought in World War II and Korea. Okay, and you know, they learned the language. They appreciated what America had to offer. Like, don't get me wrong. We always flew that Italian flag, but it was under the American flag.
Copy that.
Right?
Dude, getting on a boat and sailing across the fucking ocean to go.
You know the balls. That's why, dude, I want more. I swear on everything. And I do it in my act, but it's really not a joke. I think we should start letting in more first-generation immigrants, right? People that are coming from destitute countries that understand how bad socialism systems are and communist governments are and real poverty, allow them to come in and then start deporting like fourth-generation Americans. You know what I mean? Like going to Williamsburg, take all those rich white hipsters with their fucking glasses and their scarves.
Yeah.
And then get them the fuck out. If you want to change the system, I got one better for you. Go to a system and then contribute to that.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
leave. This is not for you. This
Yeah.
may not be. It's like going to a comedy club, and then all of a sudden you want people to talk a certain way, act a certain. Oh wait, they do that, don't they? The hipsters and the fucking. That's what they do.
They want a monopoly over the definition of things.
Dude, it's beyond un-American. It's beyond human nature. It's just if they think that they know what's best for everybody. Then go the fuck over there. And by the way, there are some valid points. I mean, right now, a lot of things too is, you know, look, the banking systems have been taking advantage of people. There's a lot. There are people that have just been paying off interest rates for 20 years.
It's not being naive to say that things are going well here. It's not like you're saying, oh, everything is fucking perfect. By all means, dude, when I was in my 20s and did like a lot of mushrooms, got a little idealistic with my ideology of what I thought. Because I don't like the prohibition of progress, and and it does bother me like crazy, all the bullshit that's going on, and especially in politics. But like at the end of the day, like you said, it's like, dude, this is the best thing we got going here. And if you want to compare it to anywhere else in the world, yeah, some people want to compare our economies to like Denmark and shit. But dude, we're not living in Denmark, bro. It's 350 million.
That would be like me living in Utah, and then going, people in California, this is the system you need to use.
Yeah,
we have 350 million people here, man.
Yeah,
we don't have 20 million. Oh, by the way, and our 350 million all look different. And have different nationalities and different cultures that have to be respected and different belief systems, different religions and non-religions that have to be respected. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah.
There's a lot going on here. And it's so funny because they're still talking about Western systems, right? So, you know, and they're not, well, anyways, we're getting off topic. I'm just saying is that
I get it, dude. It gets me riled up too, bro.
Well, you know why? Because I'm on lockdown. I'm on house arrest. I'm thinking a lot here.
Hell yeah. No, dude, I get it.
I just hope. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
No, I'm saying I just hope people start to really appreciate their jobs. And you know, the other thing that people have to realize are the jobs that matter. Now, I'm not saying all jobs don't matter, but the jobs that are imperative are the ones that are still working. Like, and I'm not putting what we do down. Okay, I'm not saying that I don't have a value in society as a comedian. Just like, but there's a reason why the NBA is closed down, because all they do is put a ball in a net, right? So all the cops, all the firemen, all the nurses, all the doctors, even those fast food people that everybody likes to shit on, you know, I worked at for years. I was working fast food places damn near to my 30s trying to pursue stand-up.
Hell yeah.
Right? They're out there giving you their food. Your food. They're risking their lives, those kids. Right? Dude. So I just hope people start to appreciate what really matters in society, and also you're spending time with your family. Those are the things that are important. And also realize when you're complaining about your goddamn job, you may not have one the next day.
Hell yeah,
you know what
man.
I mean?
No, most definitely. Dude, it's amazing how like we can be so quick to just adapt and take things for granted. And this is such a fragile little system that we got set up here, where it's like, you know, I really, really do think and believe that people are going to come out of this with a better perspective, hopefully. And not everybody, obviously. But, and I think that a lot of people are a little freaked out. Some are upset, or, you know, they see people doing all this shit online and being productive with their time. And, oh, I'm going to use this as this. But they're like, how do you even fucking get yourself in that mindset? And a lot of people are freaked out and just scared. But I think that through this whole process, the people who are going to go full bore into their creativity and keeping things positive, there's going to be a real creative boom when this is all said and done. And people who are a little freaked out about things and maybe thought that, you know, we had things a little more together than we actually do, this is a nice wake-up call to be like, hey, you need to be a little more appreciative of what you have and not get shit twisted.
And also, on top of that, too, man, is, you know, that we really need to reassess the people that are in Washington, D.C. And I'm not just talking about Trump. You know, you've got people that are politicizing this. And you know, the real villain here is China. And the real villain here is the World Health Organization. And you can have everybody come after Trump all they want, but guess what? Cuomo was saying everybody should go about their business in New York. De Blasio was saying it. Pelosi was in Chinatown. Trump downplayed it. Everybody, and it's none of their faults. I'm not going to sit there and say it's none of their faults. I'm not going to blame Cuomo. Nobody. It's fucking China's fault for lying, covering it up, letting people come in and out, and they spread this shit all over the world. And the other thing we got to understand when we get out of this is we got to get the fuck away from China's dependence.
Oh,
that's it.
That's where, listen, I'm very much like a progressive, like liberal, like I don't care about people there. I don't like identity politics, and I don't like when people try to, I mean, literally, like you said, a broken clock is right twice a day. Even your worst enemy or somebody that you completely disagree with is going to have some points. But people don't want to admit anything that he does that is right. And albeit that, yeah, there's shit to complain about. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to be taken seriously as a person, then you need to show that you're capable of being objective. And if somebody does something good that's on the other side of the aisle, you need to give them props for that.
Yeah, that's what I like what Biden did. And I also like that Trump complimented Cuomo. You know, there's been a lot of stuff. And again, man, I was not a supporter of him at all. I'm not going to lie. But I will say I see what's going on here.
The liberal media can't stand him, and they do not want him to have a win. And guess what? They're putting Biden up against him in November. He's going to get another term, bro. I mean, come on. Biden is like suffering from early onset dementia, it seems like. And that is...
Well, dude, I think what the play is going to be is they're going to find a way to get him out and then put in who they want without doing the delegation process. And that would be the second time that the Democratic Party did that. Because let me tell you something, man. There was some great candidates. Buttigieg I liked. I like
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, I love Gabbard. Yeah. And, you know, and automatically the progressive machine comes in and...
They pushed them all out like they did last time. They pushed Bernie out.
They eat each other alive. And it's funny to me that everything they critiqued Gabbard for, but yet you got a guy now that's accused of rape. And by the way, they only care when it's the other party. Believe everybody, right? But unless it's their candidate.
Uh-huh.
Right? They're the same ones that you critique a female on that aisle. They're all misogynists, but let's go after every female Republican. Yep. And again, man, I'm an old school liberal, dude. That's the problem is, you know, that the left has really alienated real liberal politicians, real liberal Democrats. You know what I mean?
I'll say. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you have to.
No, no, dude. I was just gonna say I used to be a news reporter, and I became a news anchor before I got into what I'm doing now. And I saw a shift, man. And I want anybody who's listening to know that it's like this isn't my. It's just an observation. I saw a shift on the liberal side of things when Caitlyn Jenner came out and did the whole thing with the book and everything, became trans and was like on the cover of Variety Woman of the Year. I think at that moment, I saw a lot of liberal, progressive people who are all about change and be like, this might be a little too far for me. Like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with what she's doing, but like, are we calling this person a hero? Somebody who was kind of a shit person beforehand, and everybody in the whole family made fun of him. Ended up killing somebody in a car accident that got swept under the rug. She got a new book deal. See, I said she got a new book deal that they wanted to make sure didn't get affected in anything. All the interviews and all this, and making them out to be like this folk hero who's standing up for the right. And I saw a lot of people read through that shit and was like,
Well, I mean, first of all, they gave her Woman of the Year. She wasn't even a woman a full year. But that's, again, I think the thing has changed most, especially with comedians, where we are under attack now. They have made a full court press. Because, again, I've been doing it long enough to where we had to deal with the religion. Like, the progressive left has become the new religious right.
yeah,
If that makes sense.
no, yeah, I know what you mean.
And there's just, they're so against free thought. I mean, it's so funny, too, because they view you questioning any of their theories as transphobic or homophobic, or like the fact that the disease originated in China. Bill Maher did something the other day I was watching where he was talking about China needs to be blamed for this.
Yeah.
And right out the gate, they called him a racist. And it's like, it has nothing to do with the people.
Dude.
And this is where it gets convoluted. It's like, look, we get where you're looking at people. And by the way, Asians in America are not trivialized. They are very successful in America. In fact, Asian groups fare the best.
Love the Asians.
People from India, people from China, people from Japan. In America, they're the least incarcerated. They're
killing it.
They're killing the game here.
Yeah.
They're killing the game. All right? It's not like they're a trivialized group like, say, African Americans are, or, certain Latino groups are. You know what I mean? Or even poor whites are trivialized as well.
Yeah. No big. Well, listen. Let's be honest.
And
you and I have white penises. We are the enemy. Let's not get it twisted right now.
Well, a little bit. To the extreme.
Yeah.
To the extreme. But Bill Maher made this comment, and it's almost like all pragmatism is gone. All problem solving is gone. If you can't ask questions, that not even an accusation. Like, there are some people that might listen to this conversation and be like, "Oh my God, there they are, too straight." These are intellectual midgets. Okay, your feelings should not interfere when you're trying to solve a problem.
Couldn't agree more.
And now we have a big problem. And don't get it twisted. I mean, look, man, Trump did not issue a travel ban. He issued travel restrictions. And he keeps saying he didn't. Yeah. But on the flip side, the left tried to make him out to be a racist because of the travel restrictions.
Yeah,
right?
No, most definitely.
And he has to defend that. I have never seen this in my life. I have never seen a guy who I didn't vote for, by the way. And if I did, I'd tell you. I didn't vote. I originally was a Bernie supporter the first time.
And then the DNC and Hillary pushed him out, so they got what they deserved.
I don't support him now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Mm-hmm. He's gotten so far from what he was in the beginning. He's like a caricature of himself, right? My guy was Buttigieg. If I had to pick, I would have probably went a Buttigieg, Gabbard. I loved Yang. I loved the way this guy discussed the universal basic income, and it's funny too, because even people that support a single payer insurance policy, insurance system, mm-hmm. we have to fight. It's not socialism. So the problem is you have these leftist people saying it's socialism. You have the rights that are avoiding even the socialistic word, and you can't even discuss that with people anymore.
No. No, dude.
Anyways, let's make this fun. This is like depressing.
No, dude, listen, I like it. We let the conversation go where it goes, man. And this is what it's on a lot of people's minds. So
you know what I hope I can sum this up. I really hope that we get a solid third party. I hope the progressive social justice warriors separate themselves from the Democratic Party. The other thing we need to do, buddy, is get these old motherfuckers out, man. In my lifetime, I mean, I'm in my 40s. Okay, my generation hasn't taken over yet. These baby boomers won't fucking let go of power, dude.
They won't fucking die. Yeah, you're right.
Dude, Maxine Waters is 90.
Yeah.
Pelosi's 80. Trump is 70-something. Bernie's 70-something. Hillary's 70-something. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
We need young blood, man.
I had this conversation the other day where I said, don't get me wrong, like, you know, I respect my elders and shit. You know what I mean? I think that it's good to have that balance between the young generation being like, all right, you dinosaurs, you need to fucking get out of here. It's time for us to mix it up a little bit. And for them to check the young generation every once in a while and be like, know your history, bitch, because you're about to fuck up. And there's a reason why we have things the way. And there is kind of a balance that needs to be there. But about the third party, dude, could not agree more.
We need it, man.
The last election, I voted for Gary Johnson, not because I thought that he was the best candidate. I wanted the numbers. I want the numbers on that third party to get up because I couldn't, dude. I'll be honest, man. And I'll wrap it up with this. They gave us 2 dog shit nominees or candidates. Okay, those are 2 dog shit candidates that we had to choose from, and the one that people knew wasn't going to give them the same bullshit. They just wanted to roll the dice on them, and they wanted to try something different.
And let me tell you something.
And the Democrats got what they got deserved. You know, they got what they deserved.
I think America got what we deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my analogy of this, of Trump, by the way, and getting back to the third party. I really love, and it's funny too, because the progressives try and downplay the libertarian movement as angry, white. It has nothing to do with that, man, because the libertarian movement is for legalization of marijuana, okay? We're just pure constitutionalists. Like, we believe in free speech, you know, just the Bill of Rights.
And take care of your shit. Just take care of your shit.
Gay people can marry, legalize weed, let me keep my guns, don't fuck with my guns. There's a reason why citizens need to be armed. But here's my theory on Trump, okay? Not a theory, like an analogy. This guy is this is what I wanted from Bernie in a sense. I wanted something that would come in and throw a monkey wrench in the established system. Now, the thing with Trump, and I make a comparison. I had a buddy of mine that got in a really bad car accident, and he punctured his lung. So when they put him through the MRI thing, the scan, they found that he was in stage 1 cancer.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Now, lung cancer, believe it or not, is the most fatal out of all of them because once you get symptoms, you're already in stage 4, right? So I'm not saying that it was great that he was in a car accident, but it saved his life. Trump is that car accident. Okay? Now, for him to go in and by the way, you can blame this guy for all you want. It's not like we haven't had racism since he just got in office. You have people that have been in Congress 40 fucking years that are trying to point a finger at a guy that hasn't even been in office 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, they've been coming at him with everything. Deep state, Russia. I mean, it's been nonstop.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody that, again, man, I was a Bernie guy. I know what's going on.
There's a lot of Bernie people that moved over to Trump, man. A lot of people that voted for Obama that ended up voting for Trump. And
right, I was an Obama guy.
I kept on hearing this, that if you don't vote for Hillary, it's because you have an issue with the fact that she's a woman. That's such a cop-out, and it's bullshit. She's not a good person. I mean, you can look at you can say all you want, but that's something the Democrats are really good at, like I said earlier, is like trying to maintain a monopoly over the definition of things and telling people how they should feel. And because obviously we're the sweet ones that care about, you know, everybody, and we want everybody to be happy and safe spaces and all that. Dude, come on.
Like, never once did I sit there in my mind and go, God, I wish Hillary was running this. Oh, God, I wish.
Might be a fucking war with Russia right now if that was the case.
This motherfucker, as much as he's doing, and look, man, I cringe when he talks. I get into it with my family over this. The guy he just always makes it about him. See,
narcissist beyond squared.
Yeah, I mean, he's so petty, and it's unbecoming.
Yeah.
But his decisions, I mean, dude, what he's done for the black education system, dedicated $25 million to black 5 times more than Obama did. The Prison Reform Act he signed. I mean, dude, the tariffs he put on China was good. There was
one for like special needs people. He did another thing for special needs. He did something for the
that he has signed and pushed that I can't argue with.
The music industry. He did one where the artists are going to get more money, and the Spotify. He kind of did a law about that where they could get more money off of that. Yeah, man, I'm with you, dude. It's hard to try. Like, I try to be pragmatic and keep things I like to try and compartmentalize everything, man, because like it's a shit show. Like, bring your fucking brooms. It's a mess. But anybody to go in there and think somebody is going to be able to fix these, they're lightning rods, man. They're meant to be a lightning rod for the machine that's going to keep on moving, whether
well, the
they're
funny
in there
thing
or
is,
somebody else.
Like I said, when you're dealing with the progressives, like even when they're lying about the guy and you correct the lies, they automatically accuse you of being a blind Fox News supporter. It's like, no, dude, this is on PolitiFact.
Yeah.
This is, and I get the same frustration, and people say this all the time, but this was what it was like arguing with the religious right about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah. No, dude, I think you're right. It's a good point.
It's the same person.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same it's the same person. It's just insane. I don't know, whatever.
No, dude, I know exactly what you mean. All right, let's fucking switch gears a little bit. All right.
And then, by the way, I don't mean to be heavy on it, but this is a big time right now.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. I'm actually pleasantly surprised, and I'm happy that we could have a good conversation about it. Because listen, right now it's hard for people to talk about this stuff with differing opinions, and to me, it's like I really do feel like I could sit down with a Democrat or a Republican, and I'll fucks with them hard. Either way, I could find something to have a common ground with, and I think that's how a lot of people really are. But it's our own. That team mentality, pick a tribal sort of situation, the blue team or the red team, and people get really caught up in that shit. So
do you think, I know you're trying to get off topic, but do you think, and it's just a question, that, because, back in the day, and again, before social media, I don't remember us being this divided. And people that were extremists, they had somewhat of a following, but it wasn't as powerful. Like usually people you talk to will differ on it. It was mostly about the issues.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Where you would discuss issues more as opposed to just these ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you feel because of the internet, we used to zone out the extremists, but now because they're the loudest, they're all over the place.
That's that saying. Like, what do they say? That's I think it's like 2% of everybody who's on Twitter, which there's like 100 million or something in the United States. 2% of them are the ones that do like 85 to 90% of the tweets. And I have this theory that, like, say that you go out and you
wait, is that a fact? Is that a fact?
Yeah, it's I might have the numbers off slightly, but it's about 2% of people on Twitter tweet like 85% of the shit on Twitter. Okay, and so if you say you were going to go out there, you got a following, and you make a joke about flat earthers, and you do like hashtag flat earth, fucking idiots, whatever. You are going to get like this onslaught of people saying, what are you talking about? We're part of the Flat Earth Society and we're going to do... And it gives you this warped idea of how... Say that you get like 5,000 people go on there and argue that the Earth really is flat. You're going to think that like so many people think that the Earth is flat, but it's actually this tiny little group of people that have this voice now. They can connect with you. You can connect with them. Right. And you get kind of this... That's why media loves Twitter. Because they can just say, oh my God, some lady in Oklahoma this or some, and they can sensationalize and get everybody riled up because, it's just amazing to me to see how people take the bait and they can really get kind of like a false idea of how. So I do think that there are more people having a voice and all that, obviously. I think they've always been around. But now, unfortunately, it's like the good and bad thing about the internet, man, is that everybody's got a voice. You can connect with everybody.
I know in my business, in Hollywood, that they are. I mean, look, most of the people I interact with are solid people, but there are decision makers that are really. If they think if you don't fall in line, you won't get hired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right.
And they're kind of bullies, man. They really are. They're kind of bullies. Like, if you're not all in on their ideology, you're against them.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. That's fucking bullshit.
And you see that all the time, man. I mean, and again, man, I'm a pretty liberal dude, but I'm not gonna. Even if I may agree with you, I'm the type of dude that I'm not gonna just agree with you, if that makes sense. Like, it's got to be a well thought out.
Yeah, right? That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Yeah, dude, I get it. I think. Listen, man. It sounds to me like you try and be a well thought out guy and put some good thoughts into this and not be confirmation bias is a very real thing, man. People just want to go to the website that agrees with them and all that shit. All right, let's fucking mix it up, dude. Did you watch Tiger King?
Yes, go. Let's great segue.
Dude.
Now, not to be that guy who's like.
I tried to do this. I tried to do the slow segue before, and I was like, "Fuck it, we're
two guineas, man. It's not going to happen." Well, the fucking 20-minute goodbye. I'm walking to the car with the meatballs in the Cool Whip container.
Well, I can already tell that we're gonna have to have another conversation after this because I got like a million questions that I'm just never gonna get to, which is good though. It's good. Let's good. Yeah, we'll do like a rapid fire. But all right, so let's talk about Tiger King, bro, and what you're watching during this quarantine time. What are your thoughts? Carol Baskins for sure killed her husband, right?
Absolutely. But the thing that I wanted to say is I don't want to be the guy that was like, I saw The Simpsons when it was on the Tracy Ullman show guy. But I was very fortunate enough to stumble upon Tiger King before the hype. And
how? What do you mean? Like it all came out at the same time, right?
Yeah, no, but there was like I caught it like maybe a few days. I forgot who recommended it to me.
Okay, all right.
And then I was like, wow, it was so much more impactful to me because I was surprised by it, right? But then when all the hype came out, I feel bad for those people because they must have been expecting the fucking craziest, and it's nutty, but it was nowhere near as people were hyping it up to be because of that initial reaction. Does that make sense?
I agree. I think some people oversold it a little bit. It's not like it's fucking. You know what was kind of similar when it came out was Making a Murderer. Remember when Making a Murderer came out on Netflix?
I never watched it.
Dude, you need to watch that shit, bro.
That's just good. Don't fuck with cats.
Oh no, you saw that,
buddy? I would if I had to pick out a Tiger King and Don't Fuck with Cats. Don't Fuck with Cats is one of the craziest documentaries. I'm not trying to hype it up because it's only 3 episodes. So the first episode you're like what the fuck, right? Mm-hmm. And then the second episode you're like get the fuck out of here. And then the third episode you're like no fucking way. Okay. And where it starts and where it ends is fucking insane, man. I can't do it justice.
No, I'm gonna watch it. It's on my list. I'm gonna watch it with my girl.
But Carol Baskin killed her fucking husband. No doubt in my mind.
Sardine oil? So you would have to put sardine oil all over by like, bitch, how do you fucking know that? Clearly it's the hand grinder. She's like, you couldn't even put a hand in the grinder. It's like, bitch, clearly you put in that nervous laugh. Everything is like this.
Dude, what killed me was when the dude blew his head off in front of homeboy, man. He was like,
dude.
Like, I mean, could you imagine that?
Bro, I did not see that coming either. They were talking about it. I was like, obviously. And then you just kind of see the flash and the kick. He covered his ears, I think, from what I remember. He just covered his ears and sat like, which that kid was a little, you could tell he was like the campaign manager guy. He was a little like, he's a little simple, like not super, but like a little simple. And just for like to see his reaction there after that, I can't even imagine. But I know that like, I'll say this, Joe Exotic, I've heard of that guy before. I mean, I know I saw like the campaign video back when it came out before that, but actually there was some athletes down here back in the day. I remember just hearing Joe Exotic, and like fucking these athletes, they love to buy tigers and shit. Like Shaq bought a fucking tiger from him. I heard of him for a while, but to be able to just kind of see like, dude, there are a lot of people that live like some fucking crazy lives on this planet. And we get this idea of like, okay, like, you know, nobody could, there's just like a standard of like regular behavior. And there's people that out there like that who are just like, fuck that. I'm going to see how far I could take this shit. Meth, getting all these good looking young dudes like that one's 6'6" guy.
But that's my next question. Our point is, what is it about owning tigers? Because the other guy was clipping all those pretty girls, man. He wasn't paying them shit. They all lived on the compound.
Doc Ansel, he was a real hero of that shit. Yeah, I love the line. He's like, forget about how you handle the tigers. How do you control them girls?
Then there's that one fat dude on the jet ski. I mean,
dude, with it's like he like straight irons his hair or some shit. There's so much going on in that documentary, bro. Like it really. I saw the 8th episode. It was a little weak. All right, so this is something I wanted to do with you. It's called Top 5 of 3. We're gonna do sports. You're a sports fan, right?
Big time.
We've come too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to keep our composure. Playoffs?
Can't do it.
Hello?
So I want your top 3 favorite sports. I'll give you the options here. Obviously, you know them all. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, MMA, boxing, golf, tennis, rugby, extreme sports, racing, Olympians. I'll even throw pro wrestling in there for the people out there.
Are you going to do that? Because that changes everything for me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so
But
give me...
I would have to say today now, number one is always not even a close. There's not even a close second. It's so far as football.
Okay.
That's number one.
I'm with you.
I mean, I'm a diehard Hurricanes fan, and
Fuck yeah.
my favorite team of all time is the Dallas Cowboys. Always has been, never changed, and is still.
Well, nobody's perfect, but go ahead.
Then I go baseball, and then I would go boxing.
Okay, so football, baseball, boxing. All right, give me your top 5 favorite athletes all time in football.
I mean, just from the Cowboys,
It could be Cowboys. It could be all time. Your favorites.
Oh fuck, man! My favorite Cowboys of all time is Tony Dorsett, Randy White. I love Michael Irvin. I love Tony Romo. I think he's my. I mean, I would not start him over Staubach or Aikman, but he's my favorite, man. I love that kid so much.
Hell of a commentator too.
Dude, he's great. And then outside of football, I would say Don Mattingly was my favorite baseball player of all time.
Okay, so
even though he's not the best, I mean, if I'm, these are my favorites.
Yeah, that's the point. Okay, so your top 5 in football, you went through that. What about the top 5 in baseball? I know you said Mattingly on top. You got 4 more.
Yeah, they're all pretty much Yankees. Mattingly, Jeter. Dude, it's tough, man. I mean, I
It's meant to kind of put you on the spot a little bit. It's all good if your answers aren't perfect.
Yeah. I like Giambi, even he was Italian,
Come on.
A-Rod was good. Posada. Yeah, Andy Pettit was, as a pitcher, was fucking unbelievable.
Rivera, yeah. Pettit, Rivera.
Mariano too.
Right.
I mean, that's...
Well, all right. So let's just... okay, what about boxing?
We do boxers of all time. That's
top 5 favorite
top
5 favorite boxers all time.
That I've seen fight. Number one is obviously Mike Tyson for me. I mean, that was my childhood, and Muhammad Ali.
Mike Tyson Punch Out.
I was a kid in the 70s, so Ali had cartoons and shit growing up. Loved Sugar Ray, loved Arturo Gotti, loved Mickey Ward, and my favorite fighter right now is Triple G.
Nice. All right, cool. Those are good answers. Really quick, I'll say for football, mine are Dan Marino, Barry Sanders, Lawrence Taylor, Ed Reed, Deion Sanders. That's my top 5. Baseball, I gotta say Jeff.
Those are your favorites, or
favorites? Yeah, favorites. And but I as players, if I wanted to go all Miami, I mean, obviously honorable mention for Ricky Williams, Zach Thomas, the Marx brothers. I mean, come on.
My favorite Dolphin of all time was Jim Jensen.
Nice. Oh,
Crash
dude.
Jensen was phenomenal.
Fuck yeah, dude. I could
Tight
go.
end, quarterback, punter. He did it all.
I know all of them, and I've been lucky enough to work with a bunch of them too, like in broadcasting. And dude, I mean, down to Reggie Roby, bro. I mean, I can go. He's our old punter.
Punter.
Yeah,
Black
dude, black punter. All right, so really quick, we kind of already did this Hater Hall of Fame. I like to keep it very positive. We're keeping the vibe up here, obviously, especially with the time we're living in, but it's also unhealthy to keep all that angst bottled up, and you don't want to pretend everything's all right, only to snap on your significant other or something because they fucking lost the remote or whatever the hell it is. So I just want to give you a healthy platform to express what's pissing you off today. It's like a little segment we call Hater Hall of Fame.
I hate you guys.
I hate you. I don't even know you.
You're tacky and I hate you.
I pretty much got that out in the beginning.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe I'll just edit the beginning into there. All right, rapid fire. You ready?
Let's do it.
What's your spirit animal?
Fuck, man. I never even gave that a thought, dude. I mean, I just discovered these things called quokkas the other day. They're like little marsupials that like to smile in selfies. But
okay.
I would say I love lions, man. I think they're very majestic. I actually went to Lion Country Safari when I came down to stay with my mom, and just before everything went to shit.
Dope.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like lions, man.
Okay. In a world without stand-up, what's your dream job?
Cop.
Nice. What's the best piece of advice you ever got?
There's my two favorite quotes that apply to stand-up for me is one, well, there's a few. One is, it's none of my business what people think about me.
That's a good one. That's a good
And then another favorite quote of mine is, be careful of the old man in a game where men die young.
I love it.
And when you get, and that doesn't necessarily have to be literally.
There's real wisdom in that quote, man.
Like if you meet comics that have been doing this 20-something years, that's the person you really got to pat on yourself. Because there's guys that in my years of doing this, I mean, look how long Dom Herrera's been in the game, Dice has been in the game, Seinfeld, Leno. I mean, these are people that have been doing it over 30 fucking years, man.
Yeah, dude.
Most people don't in stand-up don't last fucking 5 to 6 tops.
All right, cool. Dude, those are good answers. I like those. All right. If you could be anyone current or historical and spend the day picking their brain, who would it be?
Dude, that's tough. I mean,
Current or historical?
I got a lot of people I would love to talk to. You know what? That's hard, man. There's a few. I would definitely. I mean, you got to go Jesus. That's number one.
You can't go wrong with Jesus.
You can't go wrong with that. But I would say Abraham Lincoln would be cool to kick it with.
Nice.
You know who's a bad motherfucker? Is Ben Franklin. I'll say Ben Franklin.
Nice. Yeah, Ben Franklin, like Teddy
Because he was
Roosevelt, one of
crushing
those
ass
guys.
back in the 1700s.
Yeah, he was, dude. He was like fucking. He's hopping from all over the pond. He's fucking crushing ass in England. He's crushing
He's
ass in
pounding drinks
Washington
all
and
the fucking time.
Boston.
This guy was out of control.
Yeah, dude. He's like Postmaster General, drinking beer because they had shit water back then. So all they did was drink beer and wine and smoke weed and fucking write the Constitution and shit.
I would say Jesus number one. Just to kick it with him. And then, but Ben Franklin, man, yeah, that would be my guy. And he's an inventor, he's talking about his books and shit, almanacs, he's making glasses for you.
I love it. If you have a one round trip ticket for a time machine, when and where would you go?
I would probably go to the 50s, man, 1950s, and I would want to see my family. Kick it with my godfather. I would like to hang with my real father,
Little poodle skirts.
with my stepfather, like all the younger versions of the men that meant something in my life.
Yeah. Dude.
That would be cool, man. Like I would love to go out with my godfather in the 70s. When he was fucking pimping in the caddy, full fucking hair, knew everybody. We're going to Studio 54, just pulling up, walking right in.
I've always thought that too, man. I would love to hang out with the grandfathers, man. They both died when I was like 7 and 8. Fucking hang out, drink some beers. That would be fucking sweet.
Dude, you drink some those motherfuckers, man. My stepfather, man, he could down a bottle of scotch and just stare at you like it was nothing.
Yeah, they don't fuck around at all.
You know what else I was noticing? This was one time. This is years ago. My Uncle Johnny, my Uncle Buddy. I mean, there was so many. My grandfather. There were so many people. We were at a family party, and I was doing the math there. There was at least, I would say, 70 to 80% of the men in that room had taken a life. In the war, in the street, there
times.
was something.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Soft nowadays.
And me and my brother over here playing fucking Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
It's
I can't do this on expert, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, I gotta fucking do Heart. What was the Heart one? Crazy on You. Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. All right, so really quick, because we're gonna have to link up again sometime soon, man. Because I really enjoyed our conversation. I knew you were gonna be a nice guy, but I think you're actually a really good dude. It's cool to see that. I really enjoyed our conversation. So what's going on with the podcast? I remember I was listening to a podcast that you did It was like top 10 Brody, Stephen Brodyisms or something like that.
Yeah.
Right after which dude, Brody, oh my God, that's a whole other topic we'll have to talk about another time. But what's the deal with the podcast? Are you still doing the podcast or those on hold?
No, we're done with You're on the List. I was shooting a sports show out of the book in Vegas called The D Gentleman Show, which now that's on hold. We were supposed to shoot again this season, but that's all gone. I mean, it's been rough. 2020 has been a pain in the ass.
I know, dude. Everybody's like, 2020, I'm thinking clarity, 2020 vision, 2020 year, and then all this shit happens. Fucking Kobe Bryant dies. We got the coronavirus.
This is a shit show, man. But I just shot my special in January. I'm looking for that. And season 3 of Cobra Kai comes out in May.
Yeah, dude, I wanted to ask you about that. How's that going, dude? That's got to be fucking dope. I mean, you're in the Cobra Kai, bro.
I was in all of season 1. I was in hiding season 2 because of what I did in season 1, and now I'm back in season 3. So,
dude,
and it was fun, man. It's cool working with. It was surreal working with Ralph Macchio and Zapka. I mean, dude, that's my childhood, dude. When they were squaring up, I looked at Dan Ahoud and I was like, I'm like, holy shit, dude.
That was gonna be one of my questions. Like, what's been like your most surreal Hollywood moment where you've been just kind of looking around, just like, how the hell is this my life?
That would be one, man.
When Ralph Macchio's in the crane kick, and you're like, this is real life.
I'll tell you the coolest one, man, was and rest his soul, and we became very, very close. Was when I first met Piper, Roddy Piper, and I mean, I marked out, and I'd met a lot of people in Hollywood, dude. I mean, everybody was coming to the store at one point, a comedy store, and to see that guy, and then my buddy Steve Simone was friends with him, and they were putting a show together, and Piper had said he wanted to talk to me, and he said, hey, can you help us put this together? Because he goes, I like that you tell stories, and I want to tell stories. And we were working together, and the most surreal experience I had, because I'm a huge wrestling fan.
So let's wrap it up, dude. I know that as of right now, I saw on your website you still got Side Splitters, Blue Room Comedy, and La Jolla
Yeah,
Comedy.
I lost all my gigs until June. The end of June is the next one for Tampa, so I had to cancel a bunch of shit, man. But it is what it is, man. I mean, we'll all get through it.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, if people want to, my old special, because I haven't released a new one, is called Principal's Office.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's hilarious, by the way. Highly recommend anybody go check that out. Fucking hilarious.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we just hit over 1.7 million.
Dope. Sick.
But they can watch it for free. Just go to Bret with 1T comedy.com. Bret with 1T comedy.com.
Bret Comedy.
And they can watch and follow me and all that other shit. And any more questions you got for me?
Dude, we're gonna get back to this tomorrow if that's cool with you.
It. We'll edit. Just edit it in.
Most definitely.
What time tomorrow you want to do this?
Let's try and shoot for the same time. You good with that? 4 o'clock.
Perfect.
Fuck
4
yeah.
o'clock. Hey, when this is over, we'll grab a drink, man. I'll be down here for a minute.
Fuck yeah, man. Sounds good, dude.
All right, cuz.
I'll hit you up soon.
All right, later.
Later.